welcome to A World of a Difference. I'm one of your hosts, Heavy.
Me, Adrian, again.
And this is A World of a Difference, the show where we talk about things that we have learned, applied to our lives, and seen it make a world of a difference.
And since we're married and opposites attract, we often have a difference of opinions, but are still able to coexist in one world, a world of a difference.
That's right. So how was your day today? As usual, how was your day? How was your week?
It was okay.
Just okay? Okay. I had a great week. It was long, drawn out, but it was great. I got a raise.
Oh, that's great. I'm just playing, yeah.
God, good. Stimulus and stuff started coming, so.
Uncle Joe, I don't know what happened. I ain't got no stimmy over here.
Did you see Joe fall up the steps?
No, I ain't watching Joe. I'm watching Evading Credit.
That's the problem.
I'm just playing.
That's the problem. You watching it. That's why they came. When you ain't watching it, that's when to sneak on in there.
Oh, boy.
Be anxious for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but for real though, I seen a video. He was crawling up the airplane steps. He was running and he fell 3 times. He tried to get up and fell 3 times. I said, Lord. Then he got to the end of the steps, turned around and saluted. I said, well, you can't make that up. You done fell 3 times on camera. It was funny. Anyway, it's been a crazy doggone week. Weather-wise, sunny one day, tornado one day, doggone cold. I think last night I started seeing some light snow flurries. I could have been tripping, but that's what we thought it was, some light snow flurries. But it's been a crazy week as far as weather. But overall, it's been a good week, though. You say yours just okay? What's some of the things that happened in your week?
Nothing.
So you ain't had nothing happen all week?
Not that I can think of.
Oh, okay. Guess we live 2 different lives then.
Yeah.
I got you. And what you said you want to talk about? You said you got a topic for today.
Oh no, I was just gonna talk about the thing that happened with Kirk Franklin and his son.
What exactly happened? Because I don't know. I didn't, click on and go into details or whatever.
To my understanding, from my understanding, they've always had this issue. It's nothing new. They've been in counseling for this issue or whatever. So I think, to my understanding, and I kind of watched part of the interview with the mom today, but she was saying that, or basically he deals with issues of feeling like he's been abandoned. And so I don't know, whether, it's different when you get married and, the wife bring kids in, and sometimes the kids that were there first, maybe sometimes they don't feel as loved because sometimes they're not in the same household. So that's kind of, that's rare. Most of the times you just, you stay with your mom and dad moves on and you start a whole new family or whatever. But to my understanding, it was saying, abandonment, basically that.
So let me ask you a question right quick. So is the mama, you said the mama was telling her side or whatever, is the mama cool with Kirk Franklin?
Yes, they have a great relationship.
So it's just the son, so it ain't the mama, it's just the son?
No. Oh, okay. I watched the mama, and they have a great relationship. She didn't say anything bad about him. She talked how they both, while working together to get the child, well, because at this point he a grown man, he 33 years old. But basically, I don't know what was said because he only recorded the part of Kirk Franklin, cussing him out. Mm-hmm. And so he did say something out of the way, and then Kirk Franklin didn't respond, I ain't gonna say in a negative way, but in a way. I mean, people are human. Do I condone cussing? Absolutely not. I don't. This is just my personal opinion. Again, I don't believe.
Well, hold up. I'm saying, just give me a breakdown of exactly what happened there, because I don't know.
My understanding, the boy was on the phone with Kirk. The son was on the phone with Kirk Franklin. They were having, I guess,
without the mama. It was
just him and the son. To my understanding, they had just got off a counseling session. Maybe I just know the counselor was on the phone.
Oh, they had a phone counseling session. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
To my understanding, I don't know into details what led up to the conversation, because from what I hear, he only recorded the piece of the argument where Kurt exploded. So it was Kurt cussed him out because the son did say something disrespectful to him or whatever. I can't remember exactly word for word what was said, but the son said something disrespectful to Kurt. Mm-hmm. Kurt did lash back out at the son. So it was one of those things where, the Bible does tells us to honor thy mother and thy father so that thy days shall be longer. And I truly believe in that, So he did tempt him He
Right.
provoked his dad to lash back out, and I think his main focus was to show the world,
Expose him or
yeah,
whatever.
expose him. This is not who he pretends to. I mean, this is not who he is.
But I'm saying, like, who does he pretend to be?
I mean, the world look at Christians, they don't cuss, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do this, they don't do that. And so once you automatically slip up and fall, they send you to hell. And so that's what most of the people have done, especially, not being funny, but a lot of the church people have, classified him as, hellbound. Because I just feel like sometimes you have to take the ministry out of it, because at the end of the day, you are still parents.
Right.
It's ministry,
But
it's parenting, you can't.
you'll be surprised how many people do exactly what Kirk did. They just wasn't caught on camera.
Right.
That's
And
just
but
how-
you know what
that's
the
just-
crazy part? A
And I'm
lot
not
of people.
condoning it. I'm just telling the truth, just being for real.
But a lot of people have said that sometimes you have to handle your children in that manner, which I don't believe in. That's just me. Everybody handle their kids different. I'm not here to say what's the right way or what's the wrong way.
This is my thing with it. Everybody say what they can and will do and won't do until they actually in this situation.
Absolutely.
Look, just think about this for instance. I'm just gonna be honest with you, frankly honest. I've been saved 7 years since 2014. It's 2021, so I'm 33 years old. I've been saved 7, so that's 24 years that I wasn't saved. So if I get into an argument, somebody bring me to that point, no matter how saved I want to be within them 7 years, you never know what may come out, because
Right.
it's 24 years. What took 24 years to get is not gonna get rid of in 7 years. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Now some people gonna say, well, God can get rid of it that quick, but it's a process.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's a real process.
And in the process, you have to be first. You have to, some people do say stuff and they don't. Oh, it ain't me. They're in denial.
What you mean, like?
Oh, I'm not a cusser, but if the right person tap your buttons, then you become a cursor.
Right.
Or you lash out in a way that, people don't expect you to. So you do have to be careful with what you say. And I'm one of those people who believe in, don't ever say what won't happen to you, because sometimes in life you may not be put in that particular situation, but you'll be put in something similar to what you say you'll never,
Even if it don't happen to you, God will let it happen to your children.
Right.
Anywhere go, you're gonna experience it some kind of way. If you didn't put your mouth on somebody, because what it shows is you need the same grace that you should have showed them.
Absolutely.
So that's what God will do. He'll humble your butt down, because when you try to say I don't do this, or I won't do this and won't do it, he'll let you slip just to show you yourself.
That is.
And he'll tell you too. Now you see, you just lied.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ain't lying. Well, you didn't tell the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just, he'll point it out. He'll point it out to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just think, I don't think it's the world's job to blast him. Everybody deal with situations privately in their home. And, and I was just thinking, that's a lot. You got your own behind the scene issues going on in your home, but still you have to go out here and minister to the person. You have to put what's going on, put that behind you, what's going on in your home, because you still have to be who God called you to be in spite of whatever type of situation you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to go out and minister to people. And sometimes that's hard, and I commend him, because you don't know what going on in people's house, but when God has called you to do something, even in his, what's going on behind the scenes, he's still obedient to God's word. So, the whole...
Perfect example. Noah.
Oh, yeah.
Noah built the boat. God told him to build a boat. People looked at him crazy. He built the boat, whatever, the flood. But I was reading, and after the flood, it said Noah got drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Noah got out the boat, he got drunk or whatever. But the part that shocked me about it was when, even after he fell short and drunk, God said he extended 350 more years into his life. So I was thinking to myself, well, God, why would you extend somebody's life that is so-called a sinner? It should be over for him, right? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, God told me it ain't the fact that he fell short. Before he fell short, he was obedient and did what I told him to do. So, cause Kurt fell short, that don't take away the millions of lives that he's touched,
right,
and all the work that he's done. You get what I'm saying?
If anything, it probably has grown his fan base
to let people know he's human.
Right. I'm just like you. You know, I deal with issues just like y'all do. So,
right. And if the same God can work with me and use me, he can use you too.
Right. So it's, you know, it's good and bad. They come out of the situation. What I do love about them, you know, Kurt Franklin, he's still willing to go and fix it. You know, the situation, he's still open to having a conversation with the son, because his thing was, and I listened to him and his wife interview as well, and he was like, what if that one day that I missed the phone call is his, you know, his chance that he's got it together, he want to make it work.
Right.
So I commend him for that, because sometimes, well, I ain't gonna say sometimes, a lot of times in life when people disrespect us, we let them go their own way. We don't give grace all the time, and I believe you should give grace if you want to receive it.
Listen, I'm going to tell you now. I remember I said I read to you last week, Colossians 3:13. Remember what I told you? You got to make, the Bible said, allow room for people to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I read it again today. That was in Colossians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me show you. This here is in Ephesians, I believe. Ephesians 4:2. Always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. So because I love you, I got to give you room to fail.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? See, if I give you room to fail, I won't be so shocked when it happens.
Right.
See, but if I come to you acting like you perfect, and then it happens, I'm blown away.
Absolutely.
But if I came into it the right way, which was allowing you room to fail, then when it happens, with love, I can encourage you to get back up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing that's missing, you know, a lot. Grace, mercy, and especially love. People are so harsh. People don't extend mercy. I
seen a post. I'm sorry to cut you off. I seen a post one of my friends wrote, LaMorgan. She wrote on there, she said, I'm glad that Jesus is not a part of cancel culture, because all of us would be canceled. Everybody would be dead, you know, because cancel culture, as soon as something happens, cut them off. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She said, I'm so glad Jesus ain't a part of that, because all of us would be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's real. And I'm not saying that when you fall short that you gonna continue to, you know, fall short. But after you fall short, you know, okay, now that it's exposed what my flaw is, now I know what I need to work on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
and I think that's the thing about being open and honest with God. You know, if you go to God about whatever your situation may be, hey God, I'm this type of person, I need your help. But you know, sometimes we can get above ourselves and we'll overlook that problem, and then sometimes God will lead to exposure. And just have to be careful. You have to ask God for, you know, grace to, you know, get through the situation. Ask him to shield and protect you if it's something that you don't want exposed. You know, a lot of us got stuff in our closet that we don't want exposed out to the public because we'll be so ashamed. Mm-hmm. But, you know, sometimes we have to go to God and say, hey, God, it's me. I'm this type of person.
I'm going to just tell you, this is my technique. I'm not saying everybody practice this, but this is what I do. I come to you with my music or whatever. I'm going to let you know what I did up front.
Right.
Therefore,
you
when you ain't got nothing to use against me, because I already told you who I was from the beginning.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And you're right, and that's the main thing people do. You know, they try to dig up your past. And
you can't dig it up if I already came out and told you what I did.
You're right, and not only do you know, everybody else know, because I've been open and honest about, you know, the situation.
I took the power away from you.
Right.
The problem's still there, but now it has no power.
Right.
What I did didn't go away,
right.
But now there's no power in it because I exposed it first.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem comes in when we come up all high and mighty and perfected like we never did nothing. Now they have the power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that's why I don't go to church. That's why it is. They got the power now. Right. But if you come clear up front and say, hey, I ain't perfect. I messed up. Sometimes I still mess up.
Absolutely.
But God dusts me off and kick me on the butt and say, keep going. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. That's what you have to do. You have to know that you're imperfect.
Absolutely.
Use your imperfections to push you to perfection.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use what's supposed to be a flaw as a strength.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
And I think that's what makes people more human. You know, sometimes a lot of people don't go to church because they can't relate to, you know, because sometimes they feel like, okay, they got it all together, they perfect, they this, they that, mm-hmm. So I won't be accepted. But that's not the case. I think all of us have sinned and fallen short of God's glory, and that's what I think the people need to, you know, see and know. A lot of people won't go to church just because They know that, you know,
They
they've
feel
done
like,
wrong.
just say if you're on the outside looking in, and you got this idea of the church as everybody in there is perfect, and you know that you're not perfect. Well, I'm not even gonna try to go because I don't want to mess nothing up, or I don't want to be the outcast and all this. But if you know that this is just a whole group of imperfect people, then you know that I fit right in.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? We can all grow together because my strength may be where you weak at,
Right.
and your weakness I may be strong at. So if we click up together, then we both strong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I can help you out of your weakness, you can help me out of mine, while both using our strengths. You get what I'm saying?
Right, and that's what I feel like the church is for. Nobody in the church is perfect. You know, the outsiders that's looking in. We once were outsiders too, looking in. It's just,
who's to say we insiders right now?
well, you right. But I'm just saying, you know, how sometimes people view, you know, they call people, you know, and I really don't hate, I ain't gonna say I hate it, but I just like you church people, you know. And I know you're gonna be called stuff or whatever, but what is a church person?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not big on the titles.
Right.
So, I mean, just call me by my name. You ain't even got to call me brother so-and-so. Just say Dawn or say Heavy. Say whatever you want to say. It don't matter to me. I'm an answer. I ain't big on no titles, you know.
Right.
That's just me. I don't care about the titles. I don't call me a church person or whatever. I'm a regular person.
And that's how they view people that go to church. Oh, those are church people.
Okay, I go to work, but you don't call me a work person.
Right.
You don't say, hey, job person, come on over. You don't say that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that's just how it is. Don't classify me by where I am.
Right.
You know? Classify me for who I am, the character that I display, what I show you. Now, if I show you something, that's when you got some, you know, to use. You got some ammo. You know what I'm saying? But don't just title me off the beginning. Because if just say, for instance, if, just say your name Jessica, whatever, right? And I just came to the job, and everybody say, hey, don't mess with Jessica. Now, this go on both sides. This go for church people and regular people, right? Okay, so just say, people say, don't mess with Jessica. Am I going to not mess with Jessica because everybody said don't mess with Jessica? No, I got to get to know Jessica by myself. Now, if Jessica burned me, now I know. But if Jessica just may be the best person I ever met.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I won't know that until I get to know her for myself.
Right.
That's vice versa. It's people in the church that say, hey, don't mess with Jessica. And it's people outside of the church that's the church people is Jessica, and they say, hey, don't mess with Jessica. You see what I'm saying? So either way, that's where the problem comes in at. There's nothing in the middle to, you know, connect the two. You get what I'm saying? Just say this the church, this the streets, the world, whatever. And y'all don't do this. Well, we ain't coming because y'all don't do it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What brings together? You see what I'm saying? The only thing that can join together is Christ.
Right.
Christ ain't here no more. We got to be the Christ that join the people together. We got to be that. The Christ that's in us got to be able to join the two. And how can the two join besides the person that's being the Christ-like being a part of both parts?
Right.
Think about this now. Jesus was here. Let's say Jesus was the part. Okay, Jesus was God and flesh together. You see what I'm saying? He was church. He was among the people. You see what I'm saying? So in order for that to come together, it had to be something that was a part of both of them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what it takes. It takes people that was street or world and now church to stand in the middle to bring the two together, or vice versa. People who are church but are not scared to go to the street. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but I don't know if it makes sense when I say it. You know? I mean, so how did it end up?
I mean, I think it's just at a standstill at this point. Like I say, from what I did hear, Kurt was saying at the end of the day, regardless of whatever situation, I do commend him for apologizing. Do I think he owed...
Who?
He apologized to his fans because
Who, the son? Oh, no. Kurt.
So do I think he owed anybody an apology? Absolutely not.
The reason that he don't owe anybody an apology because he didn't do it for everybody's opinions. Now, if he got out and used his platform to say, hey, such and such, my son, such and such. Then I can apologize. But I was having a conversation with my personal family.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And my son just decided to record me, and his purpose for recording me was to, show the world another side. But
for pity, because you got people like that, because they're doing nothing with their lives, or they find their solace by being pitied.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So because, let's per se, I'm nothing, and I hate to say that word, but just, I'm nothing, I got to bring you down to being nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now we even. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of me saying, hey, you up there, what I need to do to come up? You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
And see, that's my thing with, children these days. They so privileged. This is a privileged generation. Like, I am too a part of the problem when it comes to that, but this generation is very privileged. And I feel like sometimes I feel like if your parents have opened the door for you and they have showed you the way, at 33 years old, your parents don't owe you anything.
Oh, no, at all.
At 33, that's it.
At all.
I've done, I'm pretty sure he's done because to my understanding with the mama, he was never abandoned. He was never not taken care of. To my understanding, he had, they have given him opportunities to be the best that he could possibly be. And I feel like, on notes like that, if my parents have left the foundation for me, that's up for me to put on my shoes and walk in that foundation to get where I need to be. I can't get mad at my mama because I'm 33 years old and she said I cut you off. No, that's not how it goes. And I feel like that was a part of it too, to my understanding. I guess maybe he wasn't get what he felt like was due to him. And one thing I do know, nobody owes you anything.
Well, conclude today's show. Lord, thank y'all for tuning in to us. Thank y'all for bearing with us. Show grace, show mercy. See y'all next week.